just to note that no matter when you're seeing this, I will be live on YouTube most likely. So pull through. I'm going to be playing global, testing out real-time PvP at the same time a bit before, and it's going to be a bunch of fun. We're going to try to rush as quick as possible, do a bunch of summons since of course I'm paid to win, right? So we're going to have some fun with that. Try out hopefully Red Yami max duped early on, because that max duped passive looks absolutely insane now. So pull 3 to the stream and I'll see you there. You can either click on my channel icon if I'm streaming or go to the live section to see the VODs. All right, so global is out. We've got a bunch of changes to talk about for reward system improvements, story, some pay to win aspects, Hall of Illusions, and even more. I gotta say, most of these changes are for the most part very good. To me, they are very, very good. And I'm very happy to be here, happy to make content. I got you guys on everything. So consider subscribing, like the video, and let's hop right into it. So first is that rerolling is now kind of improved. In terms of everything, the reroll time is still about 20 minutes for Canada, which is about double JP. But at least we get a free Charlotte, SSR Charlotte, that JP does not get. And oh, I love English voices, they're kind of cool. And also, now we could delete our accounts, which we couldn't on Canada. So that's great. And I mean, yeah, that's just a really good thing to have so that people who want to reroll can. And in your 20 minutes, you can see if you get the seasonals you want or not. So all that is really, 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 really good for rerolling. Now, let's start talking about rewards. They've changed a lot. I gotta say, they have changed a lot. If we go to quests, we will see that chapter 1 to 3 and onwards, right, we don't have any of the crystal rewards. And before we would get 300 for 1 to 3, and then afterwards we would get 1200. But in fact, they just replaced it in where it was located. It's going to be here now. So everything that you see here is what we got before from the rewards in that little corner. So what else they did is that they also removed crystals from being like gotten in all of these parts, right? For chapter 1 to 3. But what they did do to compensate is that for the first 3 chapters, we're getting an extra 900 when we complete it, because before we would get 300 upon completion, and now we get 1200, which means the crystals we lost from like our story tickets usage and completing an episode was now put back into the chapter completion. And considering that we don't need to use story tickets, before we would only get 8 story tickets a day. Fighting a mob could take 1 story ticket, and now there's no story tickets, it's just stamina. So you're able to complete it much quicker and still get all the chapter completion rewards. So I'd say that's very good. 1200 is still a pretty decent number. Easy amount of crystals on launch that I find is pretty good. Now next up, this one is pretty big in my eyes, and honestly something that I think I like. So I can't go to here because I'm still in the story for that part. But over here, if we go to the patrol stage, we will see that we do not have the multi at the end. We have 3 bond gift selections, which honestly I like. But before, chapter 1 to 3 gave 10 tickets at the end, and chapter 4 onwards gave 3. So that is a loss, if we consider that, a loss of 72 tickets total. But we did get this. Which means in total, what? That's 3, 6. So we should get about 30 of these, which personally is very good. Now, what they did is they replaced it by this star accumulating event, which gives a total of 55. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55. 55 instead of 72, which I think, to me, is a decent loss, but there is also something else that I just want to talk about right after that kind of makes up for it and even more. Now, what else? I mean, getting all of this is very good in terms of progression. I think it's better to get the progression than the outright the tickets right away. To me, it's nice. I personally really like it because this is going to let you bond level 10, meaning you're going to LR your units quicker, which is good, right? To me, it's good, right? To me, it's good. Now, what they did add, even though they took out, what, 17 tickets? 17? Yeah, 17. Is that they added the rank up event, which gives 40. So we got 17 less, but now an extra 40, which is pretty good. You get to rank 20, then you get 40. So this might take you a week or 2. I think more like 2 weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. But rank 20, it might be kind of difficult. But I think 14 and 18 should be pretty doable overall. And this is a nice amount of tickets that you could get. So yeah, they took out 17 from the stars, but they added an extra 40. So we're basically net positive of 23 if we're considering these 3 things. And this, I don't know if they took out or added really, because I'm not counting every time we got crystals from the first 3 chapters. But overall, it should be like pretty much no difference. And also, you're going to get through this quicker and much more easier. So to me, that's very good. Now, something I need to talk about that's huge. Monthlies. It's now 20 days. 20 days instead of 30, bro. Everything else is the same, but bro, 20 days is crazy. This means we're getting an extra basically 1,000 crystals per month, which kind of sets back us not having the daily ticket anymore, because we lost 80 crystals a day from this, but we're getting back 1,000 from here. Okay, an extra 1,000. It was already added. So before we had about 9,000 crystals from the missions, and now we had 7,400. So now we're basically getting that back. And what else we're getting that's really interesting is we're getting more than one seasonal key every... Okay, so like in 2 months we're getting 3 seasonal keys, because obviously month 1 we're not gonna like get another one. But I'm interested to see if Gateway is gonna, like, if we're gonna be able to get multiple gateways a month, which means we could be able to get more than like 1 seasonal per season. That would be insane. But in a year we're getting 18. JP's getting 12 of these keys, and that's also for the SSR universal dupes. We're getting an extra 6 universal dupes, which means we could fully dupe a whole other unit. That is insane to me, bro. Insane. I think that's a really good change, and to me makes up for the crystal losses completely. If this means we're able to get multiple seasonals, or 6 more seasonals for free in a whole fucking year, that's insane. Plus another 6 SSR dupes that JP will not have, to me kind of offsets the crystal nerf completely, to me. Because you're able to get more units from this, right? Which is crazy. And then also you got to consider 6 more dupes allows you to be more competitive. Because 7 multis a month is not going to be getting you 6 SSR dupes, right? So, yeah, this is insane. Very good monthly change, and I think it doesn't fully set it back, but it sets it back a decent bit. To me, it's like really incredible what they did, especially with no more story tickets. I need to like go on a whole different like section for that. Now, what else did they add? They added gear pins, preset gears, where you could input someone's gear and then basically allow it to be on anyone, which is really good. So like if I go to here, right, and I go to here, I'm able to basically check the presets and just choose that gear. Up to 12 gears presets, which I'd say is perfect for me, especially on JP. I was able to use all 12. So that's the first thing. Now, the next thing is the dispatch system. Now, it kind of sucks a bit more compared to JP, but it's still like an 8 out of 10 system, because you have to be above the CC requirement to do the dispatch. But if you are, you do 50 runs. Well, if I had 50 runs. Oh, wait, I do. I have 27. So it's an hour 40 total, and after an hour 40, you get the runs done, which is insane. It makes global a lot better on launch, because you don't need to have like, you don't need to be autoing, and you could be doing other stuff. You could be doing story, right? You could be doing arena, limited time, be on the game much less, have a much better experience. So having dispatch system is great. Now, it's not in the game yet, but we know that raids are gonna have quick battle, to where you complete it once a day, and the other 2 you could just skip and get the same amount of rewards. That's really good. And now let's talk about the gear. Okay, so we have 5 gear runs a day. Now, we're gonna do this together, right? So basically, we're able, it's going to reset every day, and basically, let's read it. This feature increases the high grade gear drop rate in each stage. When you battle in a dungeon for the first time, the remaining attempts to acquire high gear grade does not decrease. If you obtain a R to UR gear upon clearing a stage, the remaining attempts decrease by 1. The fewer your remaining attempts, the higher the probability of obtaining a high gear grade. However, if you obtain an LR gear, all your remaining attempts will disappear. Okay, so basically from what I'm understanding, it means if you get the highest grade besides UR, then it's going to decrease by 1. If you get LR gear, that means you can only get 1. So it's only guaranteeing 1 LR gear, but for early game grinding, this is going to be a lot better, because you could get 5 extra URs, or like SSRs in our case. So if we do a run right now, okay, I mean, yeah, we'll do a run. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna basically skip ahead and then see what happens to the tickets on the top. I'm gonna ×3 it, by the way. All right, so let's see if we do get like an SSR. Is it gonna decrease it by 1? Mars's English voice is okay. Anyway, let's see. Is it gonna decrease it by 1 if we get a SSR? So yeah, so it basically, that's from the pity. So then that means that it should be at 4 out of 5, right? 2 out of 5. Okay, so basically every run you do is going to... Okay. Alright, so technically every run... So the first 5 runs you do is going to have an increased chance but it won't be a guaranteed. Now, even if you don't get, it's just if you get a rare to UR. So it really is, if you get a rare to UR, you're going to be using up a ticket. So any gear you get in this is using up a ticket, but it also has a much higher chance to get it. And on the last attempt, you get it guaranteed, which means like every day you're going to be guaranteed one more guaranteed, but usually we'll say like 2, because like 80% and 60 is pretty high. So like you'd get 2 more URs a day. I don't think this system is enough personally, because it's for all 3. It's not for separate gear dungeons too, which honestly would have been smart. It would have made us want to play more and the different gear dungeons, but now it's mainly only letting us focus on one still. I think this isn't enough for gear, but everything else it's good. It's decent because it gives you 1 more LR gear a day, which honestly is decent, and it's going to give you a couple more URs a day, but that's it. It's not as good as it could have been, and I don't think they increased the gear like rates. That's the thing. So we'll need to like test it more, see how it is. But people might get fed up very quickly still with gear. I feel like more could have been done, but it's still okay. Still okay. But it's still early game. Could help a lot to get some extra gears, I think. Now, of course, story. We've got English voice actors, which is great. And obviously the game's in English, so that's also great. I mean, what do we watch? What do we play? Let's play this. Let's play this. Just kind of have fun, you know, with the English voices. I think this is the one where the Asta goes crazy at the end. Yeah. Let's watch this.
The weak deserve death. Your new opponent is right here.
Not gonna lie, that Asta voice actor in English cooked. So yeah, English voices are very good, and a lot of people will appreciate it. Me also, because of the fact that I haven't like watched it in English. So having English voice actors is gonna be a new experience, and it's gonna spice it up global, which I think is something that I need because this is the 3rd time playing back season 1. So yeah. Now of course, what else? Well, now if we go to story, it's not taking any story tickets. It's taking stamina. And it does take a good chunk. I'm not going to lie, it does take a good chunk. But let's just get over there. Now then, you'll see when we go and attack this person, I think. Oh, so it's alright, nice. If I don't have any, that would be sad. But yeah, so okay, we're going down. So when we go attack the person or the monsters, whatever, we're going to see that it's stamina now. So it's 12 stamina each, which could start stacking up. But I think stamina is a lot better. You're going to get a lot more. And it's better than only having 8 runs a day. So to me, this, especially on the later chapters, it's very good. Because especially when we get new chapters on JP, you need about 16 tickets to actually clear it. 16 tickets would take you 2 full days. Here you could do it in 1 day, clean and simple, and you get all the crystals that you need. And I think it's much quicker, especially in just getting further into it. So to me, it's very good. No more story tickets, really just, it helps the game so much. And English voice actors is cool. Now, of course, one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people will care about is that the Season 1 units and Red Yami have had their dupe passives buffed to where now, even on global, right? So I'm just pulling up JP because it's in a cleaner format. But let's just say that the Awakening passive level 1 is now the new one is now what the level 2 was. So you can see here, before it was for 2 turns for Asta, now it's 2 turns on the Awakening passive level 1, which is at 2 dupes. And they've introduced full new parts to the passive at max dupes. So now at Awakening passive level 2, he gets the dupe, the passive 2 from before plus this, right? So for Yami, let's say he gets now 10% increased damage plus an increased SP of 1 every turn, which makes it much more worth it. Like getting 10% plus and 1 SP every turn means you're getting it all twice as quick. Plus, obviously, still doing the same amount of damage. He also gets more damage reduction and the SP also. And Red Yami by far gets the craziest one, to where now he has the 40% increased damage delta bosses, but also he gets a counter attack at the start of every wave. And in PvE content, there's 3 waves, which means you're resetting the counter attack 3 times. But even for PvP, getting a guaranteed counter is very good. So doing this, I think, obviously we already talked about it. We did a video on it because of the fact that we did see the global version had this. Now, I think it's decent. I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too insane. Of course, I don't think the stats got changed, but I could be wrong, but we'll have to see. But anyway, all of these are pretty good changes in terms of making the units better. Now you got to realize we are getting more dupes, right? So that's the thing. We are getting more universal dupes because the days are down to 20 now. So we have more dupes to actually use on these units. We don't need to, right? Astas is pretty good getting the status abnormality, which is a stun block for 1 turn. I like it personally. Now, next up, packs, way better. If we look at it, just the amount of packs that we have that are good. For new users, like getting the amount of stuff we're getting for 50 bucks, that SSR choice thing and 60 pulls is great. Then 70 bucks for 100 pulls. Really good, really good. And then progression pack also, I think that's probably just the same. But then also the standard packs, like a daily pack, 4 bucks for 5 tickets, and then 2 singles for $1. In a month, that's 30 bucks, you get 60 pulls. So, you know, little things like that. And even the normal monthly pack, 100 bucks for 90 pulls is decent. And the premium crystal packs, it's a bit scary what they did add. Key of Reunion. I'm not sure why this is here. Like, obviously we're getting 18 keys now instead of 12, which means we could use, we should probably be able to use more than 1 a season, but them actually adding them to pay is interesting. Now you can only get once a month, which makes sense, but I don't know. I'm a bit interested in that. Very, very, very interested in how that's gonna play out. And then, of course, we got the 400 crystals for a multi, which is very strong. So there's all that stuff. And they added new monthly subscriptions where now we get 10 skip tickets with it. And also 15% extra bond is really good. To me, that's a really good one. And I think it's a very good monthly that you guys should buy if you're a spender. And this one, I mean, I'm going to buy it because for 5 bucks, what? You're getting 60 times 28. So you're getting 1680 for 5 bucks. You're getting over a multi for 5 bucks. So to me, this is also very good. And you get extra mage XP, which is okay. I don't think it's that crazy, but it makes sense why this one's in here, right? Now, everything else for the most part is relatively the same. They kept the extra multi that you could get if you're like that type of whale. And these packs are pretty much the same. Now, the only thing that's kind of sad is that if we check it out, right, the shop, they took out arena tickets. They took out arena tickets, which isn't really that good to me. I don't like that they did that. They put the SSR mage pieces in here, which low key is pretty good. I actually think that's like really nice to have. But taking out the arena tickets kind of sucks for if you want to push arena like me. But I mean, it won't affect that many people, but it will affect me. So that's basically all the changes. Oh wait, no, one more, my bad, one more. I forgot. They did move Hall of Illusions to General, and it's now exactly like it is on Canada. Just now, it's not resetting, and there's no seasonal rewards, obviously, because it's never resetting, right? So they have the crystals, same amount. And my only problem is that I don't know if they're gonna like give us anything like KR is, because on JP and KR, they said that they're gonna add an event, or they will, right? So like have the event exclusive Hall of Illusions. So for that, right, which we should see very, very soon. For that, it should set back some of the losses. And us not having it on global probably for a while will probably suck. So yeah, that's the one thing. But it does give decent stuff, right? The crystals is okay, but I don't know. And there's Lich on launch, which is also pretty... Wait, was Lich... I think Lich was on launch for... Never mind, he was on launch on JP2 and on Canada. Never mind. But anyway, it being here is good, as long as we get the other version of it later on, or whatever thing they're going to replace it on JP with. So yeah, basically it. I'll see you guys in the next one. The changes overall to me were pretty good. I think that they did a good job, but we do need, to me, a bit more. Now, overall, just because it's global, I think people are going to play. But for me, I don't know if I'm going to have this as my main or JP. I think JP is still like the thing I like the most. I put a lot of time into it. But yeah, so far I'm liking the changes. We'll just have to see more. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.